The next bit is a bit of a surprise, and you'll see it right here. I don't even have to say it. Xbox Series X and S and the Xbox One. We are officially getting another Mechwarrior title on a console. Now, I can't stress how big this news is. Actually, I would say this is bigger than the being acquired part, and I would say it's bigger than the delay part. Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here. We need to talk. As of November 24th, via Reddit, we were notified that Piranha Games was being acquired by a company. And that company's specific is ENAD, E-N-A-D Global 7 AB. I'm not sure the specifics. Again, you can see the details right here. This was actually a little bit of a heads up because this was before anything public came out. There's no news articles about it. There has been since. But this was the website, the website of the company that was acquiring Piranha Games. It goes into a lot of detail. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to share on there, but you can just go ahead and click this link. It's on Reddit. It's stickied over at Outreach. It goes into some fiscal information as far as how much Piranha Games has made with Mechwarrior Online, as well as their acquisition from, let's just say, EG7. And what that means. And of course, you can go down the rabbit hole and read the entire post. It's sort of like a report from the company itself talking about this acquisition. Now, what do I know about EG7? Not a whole lot other than what I've read from the Reddit post. They list a whole bunch of other titles that they've helped with marketing and publishing and development and stuff like that. How much of it are they actually involved with? I don't know. I don't know anything other outside than that, so I'm not going to make any judgments. My initial reaction was surprise. I thought possibly it could happen, but I thought maybe Microsoft or someone, right, with the, Mechwarrior 5 coming out, something like that. So it was a little bit of surprise. I don't know who EG7 is, but I guess I'm not surprised because it looks like EG7 has been buying game companies, and then basically utilize them as is, which seems to be the case in this. Piranha Games is just going to be operating as normal per se. Now, of course, that could just be deal speak, it could be publisher speak, all that fun stuff, but as of right now, that is the information that we got. Now, this was posted at midnight or something around that time by Reddit user on Reddit. Now, the next day we had an official post by Piranha Games, and that was on the MW website, and we'll go ahead and jump into here. And this was actually on the MW website, and it goes into a few things. They go into Mechwarrior 5 being delayed and why they're doing another delay on Mechwarrior 5. The main culprit, as of course, is Cyberpunk 2077. Now, there's a few things here to digest. Why now? Why did they choose to delay it now? Well, Cyberpunk 2077 was not supposed to release on December 10th originally. They had moved and been delayed and then set that, which was already when Piranha Games had set the release date for Mechwarrior 5 on Steam, along with the DLC and GOG. Now, what does this mean? It means their acquisition of EG7, again, we'll come back to this, was breaking news. The next day, they basically say, hey, we're not launching on December 10th on Steam or GOG or with the DLC. And the DLC, of course, is coming out on Epic as well, just to clarify. But we're delaying. And the main reason is we don't think it's smart for us to launch on Cyberpunk 2077's debut. Now, to be fair, they're not the only game company that has done so, and there's been multiple companies that have held off because, again, you're talking about a freight train that isn't going to stop. I know I've seen a few comments of, well, they should have just moved it back a week. Guys, you're not going to be done playing Cyberpunk 2077 in just a week. Just going to toss it out there. Now, let's go and dive into this post a little bit more. Basically, what they get into is some developer speak of saying you just want as much attention on your title as possible in your launch. Launch is so important to the success, and I can verify this is true. I've talked to people behind the scenes and other developments, and it's 100% true. All right, so basically, the next bit is a bit of a surprise, and you'll see it right here. I don't even have to say it. Xbox Series X and S and the Xbox One. We are officially getting another Mechwarrior title on a console. Now, I can't stress how big this news is. Actually, I would say this is bigger than the being acquired part, and I would say it's bigger than the delay part. Now, if I only heard that it was being delayed just for the Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One, I think that's appropriate. I think that would be a cool launch because I think that's just better. Now, obviously, you tack on Cyberpunk and that freight train, as we talked about, it only makes sense from their point of view to launch it all in one. So you've got Steam launch, GOG launch. You're also launching on the Xbox S and X, and on top of that, Xbox One with your DLC. Now, when should we expect this to come out? Well, we don't really know. They talked about the delay being later on or in 2021. We heard, obviously, Darren talk about the first quarter, possibly of a patch happening in MWO. Does that align with? So there's a lot of information. Again, we'll dive back into this post here. So we haven't seen a title since Mech Assault, and really Mech Assault 2, which I didn't play. I played the original Mech Assault. I know this is huge because it brought so many people in, and I want to sort of state how important this is, because whether you think Mech Assault was a BattleTech and Mechwarrior title, it doesn't matter. It brought so many people into BattleTech, and that's what really I feel like a lot of people need to understand is this good for Mechwarrior 5? I think in the grand scheme of things, yes. I think 100%. You're going to get more people playing your product, hands down, with this. Now, the first things that pop in, I have questions like, what about control? Obviously, I have a controller. Can this play Mech 5 to the level that we'd expect as PC gamers? I think so. I think it can. Now, that being all conjecture, I don't know. I haven't played. I have no idea, but I think they could. Now, there are some other things. Are they gonna have a different version of Mech 5 for the Xbox? Is that what they're gonna do? Are they gonna dumb it down, or conspiracy hat? Put it on, guys. Has Russ known about this for a year? Remember they talked about the Microsoft extension. I would assume that this is a obligation that they're, fulfilling. So if that's true, for at least half a year, they've known about this, at least. Now, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on and say maybe he knew about it and he's been pitching it a long time. And maybe, just maybe, the reason we have the Mech Lab that we do in Mech 5 currently, that's very, very trimmed down to MWO, was specifically because he was shooting for an Xbox launch all along. I don't know. I'm gonna take off the hat now. Well, I guess before I do, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? All right, we're gonna remove it. I'm tossing that out there. Maybe, just maybe, Russ has been shooting for that, and that's actually where Mechwarrior 5's dumbed down Mech Lab version versus MWO. Things that we don't know, going back to this post, they don't talk really about the Xbox version and mods. And again, we don't have that information. Hopefully we'll in the future. But again, combined launch on Steam, GOG, Epic Games Store, Microsoft Store, Xbox consoles will give them a broader launch. Obviously, I don't think that's understated. I think that's very important here. Now, here's a few things. It gives them a little bit more time to add improvements to including UI, art, customization, and content. Now, I'm going to go ahead and highlight content here, and I think this is really important. I'm going to be critical here. The game launched last year in December. Obviously, we all know COVID has impacted everybody, development across the board. This means we're still not going to get any DLC for a month, or not a month, a year plus. Now, they haven't stated when this will be released. They say spring of 2021. So spring. When is spring? April, May? Is that spring? That sounds like spring. If this means we're going to have a full, 16, possibly 17 months of since a title launched to launch on this. This is where I will be critical and say, I think that's a long time to wait for a DLC when the DLC, I don't think, is offering as much as people would expect if you've been developing something post for 17 months. Now, all that being said, if a lot of their time has been ate up by getting ready for an Xbox release, right? And has that affected the release date? I can understand that, and I'm willing to do that. But I think a lot of people out there are just going to be saying, well, that's a long time to go without any content. And then, will the game be better? We don't know. We all know the state Mechwarrior 5 launched in. The story is very lackluster. Have they improved that? Have they improved the AI? Have they improved the experience for players across the board? Obviously, a lot of modders have dove in there. We don't know. We don't know if they've made any changes to the vanilla game as is. Now, at the end of the article, it talks about the acquisition by EG7. Now, this is actually really interesting because I wonder, behind the scenes, an acquisition, basically, they're buying out all the stock and the stockholders. And you're talking about a lot of money, guys, a lot of money. If you read that article that was posted by EG7 on their website, you're talking about $20-30+ million, I think, transferred right away. Obviously, Darren got hired, and they mentioned at the very bottom of Mechwarrior Online, it won't affect what they're doing. I think they have incentive in their contract there. I think people have read into it where they can actually earn more money if they do better as far as sales. So they have a monetary investment in MWO to do better and more profitability there. So I think what we may see, and we have here at the very, very end of the bringing more eyes onto multiplayer PvP experience. Are they going to, are we going to actually get a team dedicated to Mechwarrior Online again? That's something I would really like to know. Are we going to get staff that's their job? No, they're not working on Mech 5 content. They're not messing with the Xbox. Are we going to get a, development for Mechwarrior Online? So that just went live on Thursday for, on Thanksgiving. I was traveling. I couldn't respond. So this is me reacting now with a few days to digest. So overall, my thoughts are, I think this is going to be a good thing as far as it launching on Xbox. I think it's I think if you look at it practically, more eyes, the better. More sales, the better. The more people that get introduced to BattleTech, the better. I 100% believe that. My main concern with it launching on the Xbox is, does it launch in the state that we saw the launch on the PC, which was lacking, and we desired more out of it, especially the storytelling. The story was fine. The storytelling, Fahad, are they actually going to get better voice acting? Are they going to get character artists? Or what are we looking at? Are they improving the missions? Obviously, we're getting the beachhead mission. I think it's a good thing for BattleTech to get exposure on the consoles. That being said, I'm a little bit hesitant to say it's a super plus win because I've played the game. I know what it is. I think if the DLC was launching with more, I think I'd be a little bit more excited, right? Also, on top of that, if we'd have got more development out of that, I think I'd be a little bit more excited. I'm excited for eyes being on the product and people getting introduced, because another side effect I'm predicting is that people are going to discover Mechwarrior Online that had no idea about it, and BattleTech the game by Harebrained Schemes. I feel like in the next year, right, if they're launching in 2021 with this Xbox, in the next year, we potentially may see more people, and in conjunction, running parallel, if Piranha Games delivers on what they say and puts money, resources, time, and people, and works with the community, improves MWO, this could be a good time for being a BattleTech Mechwarrior fan. Albeit, other questions now rise. Piranha Games has plenty of money. Money is not an issue now, Russ. Unreal. We need to have that conversation. That was a money discussion. Now that's not a discussion anymore. As far as money being an issue, we need to talk. And so, guys, I will be reaching out to Russ and Piranha Games to have a podcast and talk. Obviously, continue talk with future Town Hall and sitting down with Darren, hopefully soon. Let's digest a lot of this stuff. But my initial thoughts are, I think this is a positive thing for the community. But at the end of the day, Piranha Games has to deliver. So will we see a better experience in Mechwarrior 5? Will it be worth the wait? Also, too, the price, we don't know as far as the Xbox. I'm out of the loop, guys. I'm an old guy now. I have no idea. So yeah, those are my thoughts. So pretty big news. Our first Mechwarrior BattleTech game on a modern generation console. And if you ignore that, guys, I feel like you're being disingenuous. That's huge news for us as BattleTech fans. It had a huge impact on who got brought into the BattleTech universe, and Mech Assault had a huge impact. So I think this could have repercussions, positive ones, in the long run. At the end of the day, we have to see what Piranha Games delivers as far as, and is that delay. Now, are you okay with this? And that's where I'm going to leave this conversation, guys. How do you feel about this delay in the DLC? How do you feel about the delay in it coming to Steam and GOG? It's still coming, obviously, but now it's going to be Xbox. Would you rather buy it and play it on the Xbox? What about your kids? Do they play it? Is this one of those experiences that you're like super psyched for? Do you have no care in the world about it being on Xbox? Let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel about this. Obviously, the being acquired by another company, obviously they said on their website that they're just going to keep operating like normal, nothing happens. Is that true, or is that just facade? Is there more to it? I don't know, and hopefully we'll find out. Hopefully it's just positive. But I definitely am going to be keeping my eyes open. So let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel. And if you guys haven't done so already and you like this video, make sure to click that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. If you wonder why YouTubers say that, it tells the algorithm that this is something to share. So if you haven't done this, make sure to share it with your buddies out there. Maybe they play the Xbox and maybe you can reel them back in and let them know. But yeah, just want to say thank you again to everybody out there. Hopefully you had a great holiday. And speaking of support, if you guys want to support, make sure to come join me Monday through Friday, 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern. I stream over on twitch.tv/NGNGTV. I'll have a link down below that you can just click and hit that follow button as well. But yeah, just want to say thank you again for watching. And again, let me know what your guys' feelings are. I just told you how I feel. And hopefully we'll have some response from Piranha Games very soon on said topic. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Until next time.